Welcome to Brexit News Channel.
Boris Johnson will be unable to strike a trade agreement with the US if he presses ahead with his new Brexit deal, Donald Trump has warned. The president was also accused of intervening in the British election by claiming that Jeremy Corbyn would be so bad. Labour claimed Mr. Trump was trying to stop them coming to power because he wants to open up the NHS to US firms. But he denied the allegation he is aiming to take over the UK health service, calling the claim so ridiculous. Mr. Trump carried out a half-hour interview with Nigel Farage on the Brexit Party leader's LBC show. He said he was disappointed Britain was not leaving the EU on time and added Brexit is a good thing. Asked if he supports the new withdrawal agreement negotiated by Mr. Johnson, the president replied, "I think he's willing to do what nobody else would do. I also think he's looking very much at the United States because we can do much more on trade. You can't trade, we want to do trade with UK and they want to do trade with us. To be honest with you, this deal, under certain aspects of this deal, you can't trade, we can't make a trade deal with the UK. I know Boris wants to be very careful with that because under certain ways we're precluded." Mr. Trump did not specify which parts of the deal would prevent a US-UK trade agreement. If Britain signed up to level playing field arrangements with the EU, that would prevent the government from reducing regulations below a certain standard, which could in theory make it harder to secure trade deals with other countries. The president denied claims that he and Mr. Johnson are planning to open the NHS to the involvement of US-owned contractors. He said, "We wouldn't even be involved in that, we're trying to fix our own health service. It's not for us to have anything to do with your healthcare system. It's so ridiculous." I think Corbyn put that out there. "I never even heard it until I went over there to visit with the Queen, who by the way is a great, great woman." Trump's views on Corbyn and asked his view of Mr. Corbyn. Mr. Trump replied, "I'm sure he's a lovely man but he's of a different persuasion, to put it mildly. Corbyn would be so bad for your country, he'd be so bad, he'd take you on such a bad way. He'd take you into such bad places." The Labour leader said, Donald Trump is trying to interfere in Britain's election to get his friend Boris Johnson elected. It was Trump who said in June the NHS is on the table. And he knows if Labour wins, US corporations won't get their hands on it. Shadow Health Secretary John Ashworth added, Donald Trump endorses Boris Johnson. You know why? Because the NHS and medicine pricing is on the table in a future Trump trade deal costing our NHS £500 million a week, and Lib Dem MP Chuka Umunna said, Trump is a bully, a misogynist and a racist. Yet the Conservatives have fawned to secure a post-Brexit trade deal with him. A trade deal that would threaten food standards and our precious NHS.
Don't forget to subscribe to receive the latest Brexit news.